Most gamers can see a bad game coming from a mile away, but it's the ones that fail to live up to their potential that often hurt the most.
On your knees, now!
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 disappointing video games of 2016.
You're good, but not good enough.
As if this year wasn't bad enough, the games on this list are responsible for giving us false hopes on what turned out to be mediocre games and a whole lot of no.
Now everybody has finally gathered.
To be clear, most of these games are not terrible. Some of them are actually a lot of fun and can be quite enjoyable. It's just that they failed to live up to the potential that they seemed to promise before launch. Also, for those of you who are expecting Federation Force or Infinite Warfare to be on here, we would have actually needed to be excited about those games to be disappointed. Burn! Number 10, ReCore.
Spider frames. I think we woke up a whole hive.
Starting development in 2014, ReCore was one of the most interesting titles revealed at E3 2015, especially with former Retro Studios devs behind the concept.
I guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
However, it felt kind of odd that the game wasn't talked about much shortly after, even barely getting a mention at E3 2016.
This whole planet's gone crazy.
So, in ReCore, puzzles were to be revolved around utilizing a single core to manifest various robots in order to solve puzzles and explore the world. But therein, puzzles were basic and uninteresting, and the fetch quests turned the game into an absolute snooze fest. In the end, it was another interesting concept that basically went nowhere.
Come on, Mac. I'll get you fixed up. And then we both need to fix that pylon.
Number 9, The Last Guardian. First of all, let us say that this game has a very touching story and a beautiful soundtrack. That is all certain. Unfortunately, a series of technical issues hold the game back from reaching its potential. First off, the camera is quite honestly one of the worst we've seen this console generation. Second, for a game that was designed for the PS3, it struggles to maintain its frame rate on the PS4. But worst of all is Trico's AI. During our play session, there were points when he would go in the exact opposite direction to where we were saying, causing constant frustration. And honestly, it's hard to feel emotionally invested in a companion when said companion acts like a complete dunce. Number 8, Mafia III. In recent years, we've gotten to take a glimpse into the past with the games like Assassin's Creed and L.A. Noire. While those games have taken us to ancient Rome and 1950s America, respectively, Mafia III looked to shed light on segregation in the 1960s, and with a setting that mimics New Orleans, that sounded like a great change of venue for the genre. But despite a strong narrative on such dark subject matter, the gameplay could not have been any more lackluster. You know all those criticisms people have levied against open world games these days? Well, Mafia III unfortunately ticks off all the boxes.
What the hell?
Number 7, StarOcean, Integrity and Faithlessness.
Enemy troops incoming from the west. They're 5,000 strong and led by Dersul.
A popular belief that's been floating around the internet is that weird is the new good. We wish we could say that about this entry in the StarOcean series.
Shut the hell up, you huge idiot! We don't care a lick about this war.
A franchise known for being bizarre with exceptional gameplay. Integrity and Faithlessness came out with not just a bad title, but enough substance to disappoint its fans.
Focus on the enemy.
Oh, right.
Characters were emptied of any personality, and the story is so straightforward that nothing groundbreaking or interesting ever even happens.
If we weren't on this mission, I'd love to have a more leisurely look around.
Not even the hardcore JRPG fans would recommend this one. Well, at least that explains the whole faithlessness bit.
I hope you know I'm coming along.
Huh?
Number 6, Street Fighter V. Talk about no pack to your punch. As one of the second fighting game giants to step onto current gen consoles, Street Fighter V was to be another entry in the long-running, very successful franchise. What we got, however, was an emptied game that asked us to constantly be online, no matter what part of the game we even wanted to play. Also, it shipped with no tournament mode. No tournament mode. Entry over, what the hell were they thinking?
Now, why
Why don't you tell me where the control key is?
Hey, at least they included lots of DLC.
No, not yet! I'm too young! I can't die yet!
Number 5, Tom Clancy's The Division.
Isaac can intercept transmissions from locations on the map, so you can get a little more intel on what you're getting into.
Everyone gather around the laptop as we tell you the tale of how this game hyped us up only to fail.
We have a job to do. We're still gonna do it.
The latest game in the revered Tom Clancy franchise was to be just as every other Tom Clancy game. Thrilling, engaging, and intense. Yeah, those are at the bottom of the list to describe this game. Can we just say fractured, fatiguing, and holy this is boring. Much like Destiny before it, the pretty setting in Division gave way to what many consider to be a very tedious grind. That, and the aforementioned setting, was just not a good fit for the genre. A dude in a hoodie should not be that hard to kill. Number 4, Star Fox Zero.
Fox, get this guy off me!
Dear Nintendo, we get it. You had a golden age. The first trailer of Star Fox Zero made it look so promising too. Not only did it look like a true and brand new Star Fox game, it was building off what was left behind from the canceled Star Fox 2. But Nintendo just had to go and ruin the ride with innovative controls.
What's wrong? Is that all you got?
The control schemes were so out of whack with the bad camera transitions that playing this game alone is very frustrating. Word of advice, bring a friend for the campaign to split the duties of gunner and pilot. Number 3, Battleborn.
Power play. Only 2 hostiles remain.
Watching this game's release was like watching Mike Tyson punch somebody not once, but like 10 times without hesitation. While Blizzard's Overwatch released at about the same time, 2K's Battleborn featured an equally diverse cast of characters, from a robotic butler with a sniper rifle to a mushroom ninja healer. However, in an effort to support both multiplayer and a single-player audience, and get the game out in time before Overwatch, this title provided very little content and missions felt really dragged out at times.
Iceburn!
To make matters worse, the game introduced microtransactions a few months later to try to make some more revenue. It's too late, 2K. Battleborn is dead.
Yeah, that sounds alright!
Number 2, Mighty Number 9.
Sonda, are you still there? Have the robots torn you to pieces?
These days, everyone wants a spiritual successor to their favorite game who had no hope of being revived. Ukulele came from Banjo-Kazooie, Bloodstained from Castlevania, and Mighty Number 9, well, this sure isn't from Mega Man.
I want to begin my analysis and see if I can isolate the root of the malfunction.
Keiji Inafune made mega promise on his Kickstarter and gave no delivery. Yeah, he belted out a product, but it wasn't the one we were told we'd be given. Before, the game boasted amazing 2D visuals and a mega beautiful art style. Skip ahead several delays and mega marketing mishaps later, and it changes to a 3D plastic toy look with Mega Man 8 levels of bad voice acting, repetitive bad gameplay, and a very try-hard trailer that insulted its fanbase. What a mega mess.
Stuff that'll make you faster and stronger and make the bad guys cry like an anime fan on prom night.
Before we get to our most disappointing pick, here are a few dishonorable mentions. Number 1, No Man's Sky. I guess we can all agree that nobody wants to be Sean Murray right now. No Man's Sky was a mess since birth. You don't believe us? Let's review some of the most horrible events in the game's life. First, there was a flood at Hello Games' office, destroying a lot of the work. Then we were given vague details on what exactly the game is all the way to launch day, with the developers and some reporters getting death threats. Lastly, the Advertising Standards Authority opens up an investigation of claims of false advertising, with someone at Hello Games having a Twitter meltdown a couple of weeks later. Although, of course, that was probably a hack. So many had such high hopes for this game, but now that we think about it, No Man's Sky was doomed from the very beginning to disappoint. So, do you agree with our list? Which games were you excited about but turned out to be a waste of your time? For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
If you wish to follow me, you are more than welcome to sleep at the same inn.